If there was ever a set of minis made just for me, this is probably it. Pathfinder Battles Goblin Vanguard is a collection of 6 Goblin minis, but instead of being a group of enemies to fight, like the D&D Icons of the Realms Goblin Warband, these are really PC minis representing several of the most popular Pathfinder classes. You can certainly use them as an eclectic Goblin Warband, but this is awesome if you regularly have players in your group who play as goblins, or if you want to create a group of very memorable Goblin NPCs to add to your campaign. At the end of this video, I will give you some suggestions on how to use these minis, including introducing you to a classic series of adventures that is perfect for use with this set. And of course, many thanks to WizKids for sending it our way. So, hide your dogs, your horses, and your barrels of pickles. It is time to get introduced to the Goblin Vanguard. We're in the last days of the Hit Point Press Black Friday sale. It is a perfect time to get gifts for the gamer in your life. Enjoy discounts on Humblewood, animated spells, Griffin Saddlebag, the deck of mini reference cards, miniature STL files, and more. Plus, you'll want to check out the Fablemakers animated tarot set, which just came out. It is a gorgeous set of animated tarot cards that you can use as regular tarot cards or as a way to spice up your 5e games using the accompanying guidebook. And here's an idea. The upcoming Pathfinder Adventure Path Stolen Fate revolves around a deck of magical cards. It's not an exact match for a tarot deck, but I bet you can make it work. And remember to use the discount code BF2022 at checkout to get an additional 5% off your order. You can find all the links in the doohickey down below. Let's start with the heavily armored Goblin Champion, armed with his dog slicer and tankard emblazoned shield. Champions are the paladins of 2e, but your exact title and the tenets you need to abide by are determined by your alignment. So yes, if you're lawful good, you're a paladin, which gives you certain abilities and responsibilities. But if you're neutral good, you're a redeemer, and chaotic good, a liberator. Lawful evil makes you a tyrant though, neutral evil a desecrator, and chaotic evil an anti-paladin. There are currently 6 champion causes covering the good and evil alignments. Of course, you could also use this mini as a fighter or other heavily armored class. Next we have our Goblin Cleric, who is cleric-y enough, but could also be a wizard, sorcerer, witch, psychic, or any other caster class. Clerics in 2e are really customizable. First you'll choose between 2 major doctrines: the Cloistered Cleric, who is more or less a pure caster, and the War Priest, who can get in the thick of it. Then you choose your deity from dozens and dozens of options, and that choice determines your initial proficiencies, your divine font feature, several spells which are added to your list, and which domains you can choose from. And then the domain you choose gives you access to 2 focus spells, which you should be using a lot. Next we have our Investigator, the only non-core class represented here, and one of my favorite classes in terms of storytelling. While most classes in our TTRPGs seem to be focused primarily around combat, the Investigator excels at solving mysteries, discovering clues, and generally moving the story along. If you're playing in a narrative or mystery-driven adventure, consider rolling up an Investigator with the Advanced Player's Guide. And if this mini with his little monocle and pipe doesn't make you want to play a Goblin Investigator, then I don't know what I can do for you. Next up is our Goblin Rogue, maybe the most traditional Goblin mini in this set, but that doesn't mean it's not great. The major differentiating factor among rogues is which racket they choose. You can be a mastermind, to be the brains of the group, with your deep knowledge granting you benefits against your foes, or an arcane trickster slinging wizard spells, or a ruffian getting into the thick of it, or a deceptive scoundrel, or a sneaky thief. The Goblin Wizard is another great one. The crystal ball, the sorting hat, come on. This is another one that could be used for a witch, an oracle, or a psychic too. This one really makes me think of an oracle with that crystal ball though. Oracles in 2e were introduced in the Advanced Player's Guide as well. They're divine casters who draw their power from a mystery of the universe instead of directly from a deity, but it also comes with a curse. It's a bit of a mix of a sorcerer and a cleric. It's a moderately complex class, but once you get the handle on 2e rules, it can be a really fun one to try out. And the oddball of the group is definitely the Mutant Goblin, who has 3 wings. According to 2E lore, goblins are more prone to mutations than your typical ancestry, perhaps due to their worship of the mother of monsters Lamashtu. The art is based on the Mutant Goblin presented in the Lost Omens character guide, but there aren't any accompanying rules for it. I would allow my players to have access to the winglets feat for the Kobold ancestry at the appropriate level, which can lead to other flight-based feats if you and your players are so inclined. And here is the entire group together. The Goblin Vanguard will be released in December 2022 and has an MSRP of $44.99, though you can get it for about 10% off if you shop around. If you're looking for some fun adventures to run as goblins, look no further than the classic We Be Goblins series for Pathfinder 1st Edition. You can play members of the Lick-Toed Goblin tribe of Brine Stump Marsh, who are vying to earn the honor of retrieving a particularly tempting treasure from a recently discovered shipwreck, a cache of fireworks. The first adventure and its sequels use 1E rules, which are also compatible with the 3.5 edition of D&D. And the first adventure is an optional prequel to the popular adventure path Jade Regent. Now, if you'd prefer to stick to Pathfinder 2nd edition rules, which I can understand, you can instead pick up the free adventure We Be Heroes? Which uses the 2E playtest rules. It's also a level 1 adventure, but this time features a potentially more heroic group of goblins, which is appropriate as goblins were made a core playable ancestry in 2E. You play members of the Crooked Toes tribe, who are dealing with the effects of the Whispering Tyrant and his undead army pushing into their territory. And again, all these adventures are free and linked down below. There are also 3 completely free Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventures that you can pick up right now, which will link down below. They're not strictly goblin related, but they're a fun way to have some fun one-shots for your home games, or just to see what Pathfinder is all about. And no matter what game you play, this set gives you the opportunity to introduce a very fun rival adventuring party into your campaigns. One of my favorite things about the Call of the Netherdeep 5e campaign was the other group of adventurers who were also going through the story. Depending on the actions of the PCs, that other party could be rivals, allies, the villains, or even the heroes of the story. I'm just imagining the look on your players' faces when they take a quest and then discover that there's another band of goblin adventurers out there who have already completed it and who are now making a reputation for themselves at the expense of the PCs. The goblins here aren't evil, but competitive, and it could be a challenge for the PCs that they may not know how to handle, which is exactly what I want in an adventure. And this isn't the last goblin-centric mini-set we're going to be reviewing from WizKids in the near future. Be sure you're subscribed to see what's coming next if you're a goblin lover like me. Also, don't forget to check out the Black Friday sales going on now at Hit Point Press, and use the code BF2022 at checkout to get your discount. That sale will be ending soon, so get yourself some beautiful reference cards or that Humblewood set before it's too late. Thank you for watching. Today we have a whole host of new mini-sets to show you over the next couple of weeks. I certainly have my work cut out for me. Let me know what you've been playing lately in the comment section down below and what you think of this set. You can pre-order yourself some Kobold plushies at koboldplush.com, and if you want all the latest news and gossip from Goblin HQ, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.